I had this camera for almost 2 years now, and it hasn't disappointed me once, well actually since then. I almost exclusively used it as my primary YouTube camera for a year before getting the FX30, and ever since it is used as the B cam or the top cam. And let's be realistic here, the ZV-e10 is still one of the best cameras to have in your camera bag, no matter who you are and what you want to shoot with it. So in this video I'm going to give you 10 reasons why the ZV-e10 is still the camera to get in 2020, especially when you are a content creator beginner. The first reason to get the ZV-e10 in 2023 is actually pretty easy to guess. It's the great looking 24 megapixel sensor giving you the ability to shoot beautiful 4K video. And let's be honest, the 4K footage you can shoot looks great and very sharp, which also comes down to it being downsampled from 6K to 4K. But most of it depends on the lens and the lighting conditions, but what you can get out of the camera itself is great, fantastic 4K footage at 25 or if you prefer 30 FPS. And above all, you have to know how to handle the camera and the codecs first. But this is also very easy to learn, especially for beginners. It gives you the options of shooting in either HLG or S-Log mode, depending on your needs for color grading the footage in post or being happy with what you get directly from the camera itself. Sadly, there is no S-Cinetone. Reason number 2 is the super accurate, super fast autofocus that most of Sony's cameras have nowadays. This gives you the option to just point and shoot without worrying too much about not getting the subject you're actually aiming your camera at in focus. Sony's modern autofocus is the best on the market, and this is also true for the one in the ZV-e10. It actually does not matter if you're doing content creation, recording yourself or someone else, or something completely different, the autofocus does its job super reliably. Reason number 3 is Sony's immense lens choice. No matter your needs, there is a lens for it. If you're going for a zoom lens like the 18-50 Sigma 2.8, which is filming me right now, for having the flexibility of shooting in multiple focal lengths at once, or you're vlogging and you're looking for a wider prime lens like the 16mm f1.4, this one right here, there are multiple manufacturers in every different price range that can fit your needs and your budget. And if sometime in the future you are ready to upgrade to a bigger camera, you can take all of your lenses with you, since E-mount is compatible for all Sony cameras, no matter the sensor size, from the smallest up to the biggest cinema cameras there are. Reason number 4, the ZV-e10 has the perfect size for throwing it onto any kind of gimbal, but it lends itself especially to the smaller variants of gimbals like the Zhiyun Lab gimbals or the Moza Aircross S gimbal, which I'm testing right now. Due to the ZV-e10's squared off shape with all of the things on top of the front missing, it is much easier to balance on gimbals as well. And in combination with a wider lens, you can get some really nice gimbal shots. Reason number 5 is actually a conclusion of what I'm getting out of having it on a gimbal. The size and weight of the ZV-e10 is pretty much fantastic for using it anywhere and every time. You see, I'm using it with one hand and it doesn't feel heavy at all. Due to its very small form factor, you can actually fit it into any kind of camera bag or travel case, and taking a lighter setup with you makes it more logical to shoot more due to it not being in your way or harder to get out of your bag. I also have this on set regularly for it to be used as a behind the scenes camera due to it being so flexible and easy to use. Also for beginners who don't know how to actually properly handle a camera. Reason number 6 are the content creation abilities that this camera has integrated into its tiny body. First, the dedicated functions such as the bokeh button on top, which tells the camera to go into a shallow depth of field mode, blurring your background with one push of a button. Then there's also the easier switch mode button right here, which lets you switch between photo, video and slow motion in no time. Then there's the dedicated product showcase button, with whom you can tell the camera to instantly focus on the product you're holding into this frame, which is fantastic for content creators presenting a lot of products and many more small functions.
Ooh, selling you a smartphone. Look, it's a smartphone. No, it's me. No, it's a smartphone. No, it's a me again.
Which actually brings me now to number 7 on this list. The dedicated onboard microphone, which is actually very much usable for vlogging purposes if there isn't much wind in your recording area. If not, the windscreen which you get with the camera can help you with getting rid of some of the wind as well. It's actually to this date the best on-camera microphone I have used, and I'm still happy that Sony included it into this tiny beast of camera, the ZV-e10. In my opinion, it is totally usable in these kinds of setups, especially when you don't have a lavalier or shotgun mic on hand. And probably this will mostly happen outdoors, I guess. Reason number 8, the very easy to use live streaming functionality that can be achieved with a single USB-C cable attached to your camera. No capture cards, no HDMI cables, dongles or anything else. Just plug in the USB-C cable and you're actually good to go. And there's no need for you to have any kind of software to be used in conjunction with your camera. You can go directly to YouTube Live or Twitch or Zoom or whatever you are using and choose the ZV-e10 as your default camera. And what's also great about that, if your PC actually has enough power, it also charges the camera at the same time. So as long as you don't run out of juice on your PC, you can live stream for a very, very long time. Reason number 9 to get this camera in 2023 is actually the swivel monitor. Yeah, I know it is just a monitor, but the option to see yourself while recording with just a flip of the monitor, or the option to see the image when having the camera as a top shot above you, or just turning it a bit more because the sun or a light that you have set up is shining in a specific angle is a great option on the ZV-e10. It's easy to use, it's bright enough in my opinion to be used outdoors, and the quality is decent enough that I regularly don't use an external monitor when I'm actually using this camera. And now for the final point on my list, point number 10, on why you should use the ZV-e10 in 2023 and actually also get it, especially when you are a beginner content creator or someone new to shooting content for YouTube, especially the very much affordable price point. You can get the camera body regularly for roughly 620 euros, which in my opinion 2 years after its release is still a steal. To me, the ZV-e10 feels like the new Sony Alpha 6000 camera, which is still regularly asked if it is still viable to be bought, well, roughly 7 years after its release. And until the ZV-e10 came out, it still somehow was. But now, this one right here. You're getting the best in-class autofocus, great 4K video, a bunch of options for your lenses, a lot options for your lenses, a great onboard microphone dedicated for content creation abilities, versatility in gimbal choices, easy live streaming capabilities, S-Log 3 if you desire, all in a super tiny, and I'm holding it right now like this, in a super tiny, very lightweight and compact travel-friendly body for roughly 600 euros. In my opinion, this is still the best beginner content creation camera, especially for creating YouTube videos in 2023, 2 years after its release. As always, my name is Leech and I'm off writing the next scripts. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to subscribe to this channel. There are plenty more of this type of content and many other things available for you to watch. Have a great day, see you around, and goodbye.